Manager thought my job role was unnecessary. He learned the hard way it wasn't. Back in the day, about 20 years ago, I was working as a sales engineer in the technology field. My job was pretty straightforward. Support the sales reps by making sure the tech side of things made sense to our clients. I was good at what I did, understood our products inside out, and enjoyed the work. Then, things took a turn when we got a new sales rep manager. His name was Mike, and right from the get-go, I could tell he wasn't a fan of how we did things. Mike came in with a lot of confidence, maybe too much, and it was clear he wanted to shake things up. In our first team meeting, Mike laid out his vision. He talked about streamlining processes and increasing sales, which sounded fine at first. But as he went on, it became obvious that he wasn't too keen on the role of sales engineers like me. He thought we were slowing things down, getting too involved in the sales process. After the meeting, I tried to introduce myself. "Hi, I'm the lead sales engineer here," I said, extending my hand. Mike gave me a quick handshake, barely making eye contact. "Yeah, I've heard about you. Let's see how things go," he replied, in a tone that wasn't exactly friendly. Over the next few weeks, I noticed Mike keeping me and the other sales engineers at arm's length. He'd bypass us in meetings, speaking directly to the sales reps, and when we did get involved, he often questioned our recommendations or suggested we were complicating things. I remember thinking this wasn't going to end well. Mike was new, sure, but he was underestimating the complexity of our products and the value we brought to the table. Sales isn't just about smooth talking. You need to know what you're selling, and that's where we came in. But Mike seemed determined to prove his point. He wanted to show that he could close deals faster and more efficiently without us. That Monday started off like any other. Our new manager, fresh on the job, seemed to be on a mission from day one. He wanted to prove something, though I wasn't quite sure what. That morning, he called a surprise meeting. He announced he'd landed a major opportunity with one of the largest banks in the city. This was big, the kind of deal that gets everyone talking. But something was off. Throughout the meeting, there was no mention of involving the sales engineers. That's my team. We're the ones who usually work out the technical details for such deals. Curious, I approached him after the meeting. "When do we jump in for the technical specifics?" I asked. His response was dismissive. "Don't worry about this one," he said with an air of overconfidence. It was strange, considering our role in the process. Sales engineers ensure the feasibility of what the sales team promises. But this time, we were sidelined. The manager wanted to handle it without our meddling. Over the next few weeks, the office was abuzz with updates. The manager and his team were constantly in meetings with the bank. They seemed overly confident, which only added to my unease. Then, the big news came. They had closed the deal, a massive contract, all without the input of a single sales engineer. The office erupted in celebrations. The manager was the center of all the praise. Everyone was impressed by his accomplishment. Sitting at my desk, I felt a mix of happiness for the company and a sense of foreboding. Big deals like this are complex and usually require in-depth technical knowledge. About a month after that deal with the bank, I was at my desk early one morning. It was a regular day, just me and my coffee, going through emails. That's when my phone rang. It was the sales manager. After his last call to Gloat, I didn't expect to hear from him soon. But there he was, calling me. I picked up, and he sounded different. He was all rushed and sounded worried. "We've got a problem with the bank deal," he said right away. No small talk, nothing. He seemed really stressed out. "What's the problem?" I asked. I hadn't been part of that deal, so I had no idea what could have gone wrong. He said something about the technical side of things. The bank was unhappy because the solutions we sold them didn't work together. He was talking fast, and I could tell he didn't really understand what the issue was. I kept my cool and asked, "What do you need from me?" He hesitated for a second, then asked if I could join a call with the bank. They needed someone to sort out the mess. I agreed, more out of curiosity. I wanted to see how bad it was. He sent me the details of the deal, and I looked them over before the call. It was clear from the get-go. The products they sold to the bank didn't match up. It was a big mistake. We had the call later that afternoon. The guy from the bank's IT department was on the line, and he was not happy.